So this is new. I had been recording my 2-week Chloe Ting challenge. Realized on the last day, which was supposed to be today, that I really haven't stuck with the challenge. So I decided to scrap the entire video. And so yesterday I was thinking to myself, how can I make up for 2 weeks lost of footage? So we're doing a drunk get to know me makeup video. Just a PSA, because I have to say this, please do not drink unless you are of legal age per your country. I am 22 going on 23 in December, so I am of legal age. But if you are not, do not drink. We are gonna get started. I have no plan for how this is gonna go. I have no look in mind. We're just gonna wing it. I have my case right next to me. I have my questions in front of me, and I have my wine right here. First thing I'm gonna start with is my primer. It is the Baby Skin primer from Maybelline. I have very weird skin. It's both dry and oily. Like right now it's not doing great because of the heat. So this will be interesting, but it's a really good price for primer. I personally think that it makes a difference. I usually just take like 2 tiny drops. I put them on the back of my other hand so that I'm not wasting a lot of product. 1 tube of this will last me like 5 months if I don't do my makeup every day, which I usually don't. Okay, so I guess we'll do the first question. I'm gonna start with some like softball questions, and then as the video goes, I'm going to get into the more nitty-gritty questions. All right, so I guess the first question is, what is my height? I am actually in a range of 5'7.5" to like 5'8". I'm very tall. We'll do another question because that was an easy one. Pets. I have 6 animals living in my house. I have 2 dogs, 2 cats, and 2 rats. It makes for an interesting time. I will be putting their pictures all around. I've got my dogs, which are Stella and Luna. My cats are Atticus and Chance, and then my rats are Wormtail and Scabbers, in case you couldn't tell by my makeup bag that I'm a Harry Potter fan. That's my house, by the way. Alright, so I'm gonna start with concealer. In case you can't tell, I have really red cheeks, even if I'm not drinking wine. So I like to just put a lot of this on first on the trouble spots, and then I will go back in with my foundation. The concealer I'm currently using is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla, and I like it. I've had trouble finding a good concealer in the past, and this one has lasted me a while. So when I eventually go get more makeup, I will probably buy this one again. Then I'm just taking my brush, buffing it all out. Oh, I really should have done moisturizer first. This is not gonna go well. I should have moisturized my face first because it's kind of dry today, so yeah, I think I'm gonna go moisturize my face because it's kind of textured today. Oh yeah, it's already better. Alright, we're gonna try this again. I can already tell it's gonna look so much better than it just did because my skin was so textured. So anyway, 6 animals. Kind of a zoo, especially when my cat Chance and my rats interact, because Chance will do this thing where he will jump up on my cage. Insert video here. And yeah, so he has taken to jumping up on top of the cage to see the rats and torment them. And overall, it's just an adventure in this household. But other than that, the dogs and the cats get along for the most part. I'm going to do my foundation now since I got set back a little bit with my concealer. So what I'll do is I'll basically just take my foundation, go back over a lot of these trouble spots. I do it heavily on my cheeks just because they are the worst spot for me. And then I will just dab a little on my chin. I will take the same brush and I'll just like spread the foundation out. Try to make it as smooth as I can, but right now my skin is just not doing great. I'll also sometimes brush it down my neck a little bit just so that it's smooth. This is my base. And yes, I'm a base before eyes girl because I don't like having to go around my eyeshadow. So next question, favorite drink? I think I'm funny. No, actually, my favorite drink is wine. My favorite mixed drink is Cosmopolitan. My favorite alcohol in general is probably a mix between wine and vodka. I'm not a beer person. I'm not a straight alcohol kind of girl. I just like my glass of wine at the end of the night when I just want to relax and be done with the day. There are very, very few dry wines that I can stomach and not gag on. White wine, it depends. I like them more as a sangria rather than like a glass by itself. I'm going to set my face. So because I have like really oily skin naturally, I always have to really set my foundation, like hardcore set it, because especially my forehead gets it the worst. My foundation will start to fade and get all like gunky. I really have to make sure I like set it hardcore or else it just is not a fun time. And the one that I'm really liking so far is this Revolution translucent powder. It's more of like a baking powder than a setting powder, but I have had issues with my baking powder causing flashback on me. And it's just gotten to the point where I couldn't find a good setting powder that wasn't gonna make my face like feel disgusting. I've also had issues in the past where whenever I would set my nose specifically, it would get all like cracked and it would look like a desert. So yeah, I just had to get to a point where I finally found something that I liked and I am really enjoying how I don't have to use as much as I've used in the past, because I've had this for a month now, month and a half, and I've just barely passed the label. So I really like it. But I also don't wear makeup that often. That's another thing. I don't wear makeup a lot, especially with quarantine and having to wear a mask. I just don't really wear makeup that often, but I haven't played with makeup in a while, so that's why we're here. I'm gonna do the next step before I answer another question. I have a lot of palettes. Some of them I'm gonna have to get rid of soon because I've had for a while. Mainly this one. This is my Tartelette Amazonian Clay matte palette. I mean, I'm sure people know what it looks like. It looks like this. I have a few different Morphes. I have the 18T palette, which I just recently bought this, and I haven't had the chance to really play around with it. Oh, and I almost dropped it. I have my BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette, which I use mainly for like the center white glitter, but I might use this today for like the colors. I also have this double entendre from ColourPop. Looks like this. It's the lid. I also got this with the 18T palette. I like the colors. They're also good for neutrals. I have my Morphe 25B palette, which I really used a lot. This was like my go-to palette, as you can tell. I have my Morphe 35T, which I don't really use that often just because I never really did intense looks, so I never used those intense colors. This is not an eyeshadow palette. And then this is my Morphe 35O palette, which I really like the warm colors. And this was good for like my natural looks. I'm gonna start with just putting down a base while I guess I can answer my next question while I do that. So the next question is my favorite YouTubers. Okay, so my favorite YouTubers, this is gonna be a fun question to answer. I used to watch a lot of different people. I used to watch Rooster Teeth. I used to watch a lot of like editing people because I used to do video edits for a YouTuber actually, and I still watch her. I never really was like big on YouTube channels. I more kind of just stuck to my main people and watched them. But the two people that I really watch consistently now, Glam and Gore, aka Mikey, and this one lifestyle vlogger in New York named Zoe. Her channel is Zoe Not Zoe. I really like her style of editing, her style of videos, and just like the chill vibes of them. And they're just like really nice little breaks from reality just to watch someone else's life. I also really like her what I eat in a day videos because they give me inspiration. And her fitness videos make me feel motivated. And I've actually been watching Mikey since 2015. I started watching her shortly before she competed in the Nick's Face Awards. I've answered this question a million times and I'm blanking. My first video of hers was the Daenerys Targaryen video. And then shortly after, I watched her Harley Quinn video, watched her all through the Nick's Face Awards, I voted, I watched when she won, which I was so proud. I still watch her to this day. I'm really happy with the way she's taking her channel and doing the content she wants to do and not restricting her to just makeup videos, or not restricting her channel to just makeup. Yeah, those are my two favorite YouTubers to watch daily. I also will watch Chloe Ting's videos when I want to work out, but other than that, I don't really watch YouTube. I mean, I'm subscribed to a few people like Elbat, I'm subscribed to Blair Walnuts, just to name a few, but I don't really watch YouTube actively. Those are my two favorites though. I adore their videos. Like I said, I actually used to do video edits for Mikey and then I had to end my account. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, I was gonna do like pretty colors. Where's my next thing I'm gonna do is take a sip of wine because it's been a hot minute. So good. The wine I'm actually drinking, it's from a New Jersey winery called From the Farm. It's their red sangria. We've only ever been able to get it in the Wegmans by us, but it's so good. It's like, it tastes like juice to me. Shout out to Miss Lucy Wagner if you were watching this for answering my questions on Instagram. Since it's starting to be cold again and it's fall, it's spooky month, I'm so excited for Halloween. I think I'm gonna go with like a Halloween type looking eye look. We'll see how this goes. So I'm taking this like light brown from the Zodiac palette and I'm just gonna go over very lightly, brushing this along in the crease up to the top. When I say like very faintly, I mean this is just like a base, and I'm just gonna blend that in to my eyeball. Like it's gonna be very faint. You're not even gonna be able to tell that it's there. This is just to start the buildup. While I do this, I'm gonna answer my next question, which is actually a question I know I probably shouldn't answer, but also like it's hilarious. The question is, how long was my last relationship? My last relationship was about 2.5 months long. My average length of relationships at this point is like 5 months. Not even actually, no. My average is like 3.5. The longest one I've ever been in was 9 months. And the shortest was 2 days. That says a lot about my love life. I'm not gonna go into details about how it ended, about who it was with. It was from November of 2018 into like the 3rd week of January 2019. Let's just say, without naming names or saying anything, it was a very toxic and mentally draining relationship, and it really opened my eyes to what I want for myself in a relationship, because it certainly wasn't that. Next step in my makeup look is I'm going to go in with, not this palette, but I think I'm going to use the double entendre because it has this really pretty like brownish orange color. It's called Extracurricular. I might like lay a little bit down on the outer corner, blending upwards, because it's just like a nice little fall color. I like it. While I do that, I will answer my next question, which is a very quick one. Do I have any siblings? Not blood-related siblings. I'm a firm believer that you can pick your family. I don't have actual physical siblings, but my 3 best friends are like the sisters I never had. I've been best friends with them for a while. That's Michaela, that's Aaron, and then that's Davon. I can't live my life without the 3 of them. Like, they are my best friends. They are my go-to people. They're my sisters. And they just make me really happy. Like, they've really helped me through a lot. So the next step, now that I've done my slight darkening of the eyes, is I'm gonna go in with a slightly darker brown fluffy brush. And I'm going to dip it into this like slightly darker brown shade, and I'm just going to very lightly dip it in, and I'm just going to go into the outer corner and just slowly start to blend this outward. Whenever I do my eyeshadow, I tend to like really blend as much as I can, but I find that like blending doesn't work for me. I don't know why, but blending eyeshadow never works. So I'm really gonna blend it out. I just want to darken the outer corner. It looks so much darker in person. It looks like a bruise. It's fine. Okay, so I guess I'll move on to the next question. Do I have any bad habits? I have a few bad habits. The main one is, I guess, would you consider losing motivation a bad habit? I wouldn't, but like I always do. I guess a bad habit would be I stay up way too late. I usually on average don't go to bed until close to like midnight, sometimes 1 a.m. It really depends on how tired I am and what I'm doing. So if I'm doing homework, I sometimes won't go to bed until close to like 12. But if I'm doing just like crap stuff like sitting on my phone, I'll go to bed by like 2 a.m. It's a bad habit and I definitely need to break it, but I'm gonna try to lighten up some of this. See, this is what happens when I do my makeup. I blend it all out and it just turns into like one big blob, and I don't know why. This is why I don't do makeup that often, and when I do, it's like minimal, but whatever. You know what, it's for the lulz. Like this is not gonna be a serious makeup look. Please don't recreate this. I'm gonna give up on blending this and answer my next question. What is my favorite TV show? As of right now, my favorite show, hands down, is Lucifer. I love the show. I've binged watched it like 6 times now. Season 5, part 1 just came out and it was so good. If anyone has watched it, let me know. It's really good. I love it. My favorite anime, because I am into anime and I've recently got back into it, as of right now, my favorite is Kakegurui. I know I'm probably mispronouncing that, but it's the compulsive gambling one, and I love it. I actually ordered a cosplay for Yumika, and I'm so excited to do it. That's my favorite like anime right now. I have some others that I really love, but that was the one that I really loved, and I'm like, oh. So I'm going to attempt a cut crease. I haven't done a cut crease in a very long time. I'm going to take my concealer, since I don't have primer, and I'm just going to lightly dab some of it on my eyelids. And then I'm going to take this tiny little precision shadow Sephora brush that I've had for literal years, and I'm just going to tap this in. And I know I'm gonna have to go over this with a couple of coats to really get the cut crease effect that I want, because I'm not a makeup artist. In case you cannot tell, I am not a makeup artist. While I'm doing this, I'll answer the next question, which is my favorite color. Purple. My entire room, in case you cannot tell from my other videos, is purple. The way I painted my room is this wall that wall and the wall behind my camera are a light purple, and then to my right is a dark purple accent. And I did that because I really liked the idea of having one accent wall just to offset the balance, because I love this color, but I didn't want a very light room because I didn't want a lot of heat in here. I just wanted to offset the balance a little bit. I also really like yellow, but not to the same extent as a yellow person. When my friends, I have a few of them, are yellow people, they love the color yellow. I'm like, that's cool, but I'm a purple person. I like to call people by their color, and I realize as I'm saying it, it doesn't sound right, but I promise when I say yellow person, I mean that kind of person who everything they own is yellow. I realized that as it was coming out of my mouth. I'm like, oh, that's not good. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set the concealer just so that it's not disgusting. I don't have like a plain white eyeshadow, otherwise I would be setting this with white eyeshadow to make my colors pop. We are improvising with the next best thing, which is the lightest shade of nude I have. Again, this video is going to be chaotic. I already knew this going in. And we still have so much to do. Next question. What phone do I have? I have an iPhone 11. It's the one with the 2 cameras, not 3. I'm gonna do another sip of wine. So I like the Zodiac palette because it has a lot of like really pretty fall looking colors. But I'm not going to use it for a lot of my colors. So I'm taking the Scorpio color, which is like a rust kind of looking glitter, and I'm just going to slightly brush that on to the outer corner. I hate this chair and how squeaky it is. So I'm going to take the Scorpio, I'm going to just like slightly brush it along, and even with like barely brushing it on, it's already like covered. Alright, so this is like a good base so far, but I want it to be like a in-your-face orange. So I think the next color I'm going to take is this like slight dark orange right down here. I'm just going to very lightly brush that into this outer corner. Alright, I'm going to try something else. Nope, that's not working. You know what? I'm going to try taking some of Heart and just very, very, very lightly just compacting that into my outer corner. See, this is making it look more red, which actually is okay because fall. I guess while I try to fix my mess, we're gonna go on to the next question, which is from my dear pal, Lucy. Her question is, what is my go-to drink from Starbucks and my go-to drink from Dunkin'? I will be honest, I prefer Dunkin' over Starbucks. My favorite drink from Dunkin' is a caramel iced coffee with cream, and that's it. Usually what I will do is when I get there, I will get a medium iced coffee with the caramel, and I like oat milk over almond milk. However, when I get that coffee, I prefer almond milk in it because the oat milk makes it taste funky to me, and I think the almond milk, it makes it better. Alright, I'm gonna try to salvage this makeup, and I'm gonna try to put some orange on my lid and then build on top of that. So then my drink from Starbucks is actually a recommendation from my friend back in Jersey, Erica. It is a strawberry iced drink, and instead of water, I get lemonade in it. Yes, it makes it more calories and has more sugar, but I like it and it tastes better. That's my go-to Starbucks and my go-to Dunkin' drink. I'm gonna try to brush a lighter glitter on top of this, see if I can somewhat pull this all together. So the next question Lucy asked me was, if I could have dinner with any 3 figures from history, who would I have dinner with and why? I love this question, like just in general. I think it's a great question to ask someone because I guess it kind of gives you an insight to their character, but I'm really bad at remembering historical figures. I think if I had to pick, I would want to have dinner with... I really don't know an answer to this question. I really don't know. I feel like it's one of those questions that everyone asks, you know, like, who would you want to talk to if you had the chance to speak to someone from history? I'm going to come back to that question for the sake of time, and I'm going to move on to trying to salvage this makeup look more. So I'm just going to brush some of the fallout off of my face. I really want to try to make this more lighter, like the lid. So I'm going to take Taurus from the Zodiac palette, and I'm going to just very lightly brush that onto the inner corner. I'm going to take the white in the middle of the Zodiac palette, and I'm going to really heavily pack it on. Still thinking about like historical figures I would want to talk to. I think it would be cool to talk to someone who lived during like colonial America, because I just want to know, like, oh, you know who I would love to talk to? I'd love to talk to Shakespeare, and I would love to ask him what the heck with Hamlet. Little sidetrack story. Okay, so as a sophomore in high school, my theater production put on the complete works of William Shakespeare abridged. The entire second half was Hamlet. And then the next semester, I watched the Hamlet movie. Then, my senior year, I read Hamlet. And I thought I was done with Hamlet after senior year of high school. No. My sophomore year of college, I took a British literature class because I needed an English class, and we covered Hamlet. And I didn't even buy the book. I literally emailed the professor and I said, I have done this play, I have read the book, I've watched the movie. I'm not buying the book. I ended up getting a 92 on that exam because I just wanted to be like, Hamlet, why? So I'd love to have dinner with Shakespeare because I would just love to pick his brain and understand what he was thinking when he wrote his plays. Not even getting into all the conspiracy theories. So that's one person I would have dinner with. Okay, now that my eyeshadow's done, what time is it? It's almost 2. I've been at this for an hour. I'm gonna move on to the next step, which is my eyeliner. No, my mascara. I don't have eyeliner. For my mascara, I'm doing the Bare Real mascara from Benefit. I think that it makes my eyelashes look very big and nice and full. I personally think that this mascara really like changes my eyes. My next question from my friend Lucy is, what was my favorite class from undergrad? So I have 3 classes that I'm gonna answer with this one. The first one was my marketing research class. That's when I really knew what I wanted to do with my career, and I really discovered my passion for marketing. My next class, so as a senior, you have to do a capstone class, and it's a core class, which means it can be on any subject and it's discussion based. So I took a class where we discussed the Batman comics and its impact on culture. I will say that class had some very interesting discussions. I had a dude bro in that class, and if you know what a dude bro is, then you can just imagine how some of the conversations went in that class. I'll also say my ex was in it, and of course he sat right in front of me, so that was an experience because every day I wanted to throw something at the back of his head. And then my other favorite class, actually from the same professor, I took an e-commerce class. I also have no idea what I'm doing right now. I'm really just kind of brushing on random colors in hopes that I can make this look very intense, and I think I've achieved that. So we're gonna move on, especially because my battery's dying. Next thing I'm gonna do, I am going to do my lips. I have a very intense eye look going on right now, so I don't want to like do a very intense lip, but I also kind of want to. I have a couple of different color options. So these are all the colors I have. There are a lot of like reds, pinks, and nudes. While I think about my lip color, my last question that I have as of now, what is your anagram number? I did this test once and I can't remember what my number was. I think it was a 5, but I'm not 100% sure. We're gonna do the test right now. This will give me a chance to kind of play around with lip color. So if you see me doing this, just ignore me. I work hard to be helpful to others. Very accurate. I feel my emotions very deeply. That's extremely accurate. I am a very emotional person. I have a sense that other people will never truly understand me. That's really accurate. I am prepared for any disaster. I'd say that's kind of accurate. I wasn't prepared to lose my senior year, but you know. I don't fit in with ordinary people. Accurate. Ha! I always finish my chores. Inaccurate. Extremely inaccurate. My to-do list has been sitting here for a week. Alright, I'm gonna take a quick break from this and start with my lips. Okay, so the 2 lipsticks I'm using, the Morphe, doesn't say what kind of lip it is, it's just Morphe and the shade is Virgin. This slightly brownish kind of nude color. So what I'm gonna do is just base this on first. I'm topping it off with the BH liquid lipstick, and I'll tell you this shade in just a second. And the color on this one is unknown. It's like a dark red though. I do not hesitate to call people out when they are behaving badly. Accurate, but not completely, because I will call some people out on things, but then it doesn't end well for me. So I'm careful about who I call out and what I call out, because I've lost a few friendships from calling people out on their shiza. Average people often find me a bit weird. Extremely accurate. Hello, I'm doing drunk makeup right now. Okay, so while I finish out the anagram test, I'm gonna do my highlight. Next question is, I focus on my responsibilities and duties. I'd say that's kind of accurate. There are times where I can get distracted. Oh, that's a highlight. That's a whole highlight. Ooh, I did say I wanted to go intense for this video, so we're going intense. I am an important member of my social groups. My friends would say otherwise, but I say that's inaccurate, so I'm gonna go with middle. Someone's gonna call me out on that one. I often feel like an outsider. I'd say that's accurate. I am the lone wolf for sure when it comes to my friends. I find my mind to be a very interesting place. I'd say that's accurate. I feel I never truly belong in social groups. That's kind of accurate. Like I said, I feel like the lone wolf sometimes. I kind of feel left out here and there. It'd be like that. All right, it's time for the results. My score is a 4. I got 3 more questions while I was doing everything with this test from my friend Davanelle. My friend Davanelle, adore her. She asked me 2 serious questions and then 1 question that I can't with her. So the first question is, what is one place I would love to visit? And one place I really want to visit, the one place I really want to go, and this is gonna sound very odd, I really want to go to China. I've always loved the culture. I'm trying to learn the language. It's not going great. I had to stop because of school. Obviously right now I can't with everything going on. However, I hope that one day I could go there. Her next question to me was, what is one favorite memory with her? The PG memory would be when we watched the Twilight series. My not PG version is when we did shots on her live stream for her birthday and I broke a wine glass on my shirt. It was a fun night though. It was a very fun night. We both got very drunk and it was an experience. That's all I'll say, is it was an experience. The last question that she wants me to say, she just simply said, "What?" If she doesn't watch this video and see this, I'm gonna scream at her. I'm not reading her actual question, but all I'll say is, "What?" This is the final look. I'm starting to lose daylight because I think it's gonna start storming. The clouds don't look very nice, but it also doesn't look like it's gonna rain. It just looks really gross outside. So this is the final look. I hope you enjoyed this video. I personally thought it was really fun. I might also try to film like my cosplay when it comes in. Probably gonna take my pictures now with this makeup look and then get ready for dinner because my mom's bringing home tacos, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!